In this video, we're going to talk about what exactly is a banana republic. And no, not the store. So hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you stay up to date on when new videos come out. In the 19th century, the American writer O. Henry coined the term banana republic to describe the fictional republic Manchuria in the book Cabbages and Kings, a collection of thematically related short stories inspired by his experiences in Honduras, where he lived for 6 months until January 1897, hiding in a hotel when he was wanted in the US for, of course, embezzlement from a bank. In the early 20th century, the United Fruit Company, a multinational American corporation, was instrumental to the creation of the Banana Republic phenomenon. Together with other American corporations such as the Cumel Fruit Company and with occasional support from the US government, the corporations created the political, economic, and social circumstances that established banana republics in Central American countries such as Honduras and Guatemala. The history of the Banana Republic began with the introduction of the banana fruit to the US in 1870 by Lorenzo Dow Baker, captain of the schooner Telegraph, who bought bananas in Jamaica and sold them in Boston at a 1,000% profit. The banana proved popular with Americans as a nutritious tropical fruit that was less expensive than locally grown fruit in the US, such as apples. In 1913, 25 cents, which was equivalent to $6.47 in 2019, bought a dozen bananas, but only 2 apples. In 1873, to produce food for the railroad workers, the American railroad tycoons Henry Beggs and his nephew Minor C. Keith established banana plantations along the railroads they built in Costa Rica. Recognizing the profitability of exporting bananas, they began exporting the fruit to the southeastern US. In the mid-1870s, to manage the new industrial agriculture business enterprise in the countries of Central America, Keith founded the Tropical Trading and Transport Company, one half of what later became the United Fruit Company, later Chiquita Brands International, created in 1899 by merger with the Boston Fruit Company and owned by Andrew Preston. By the 1930s, the international political and economic tensions created by the United Fruit Company established a corporation to control 80 to 90% of the banana business in the US. By the late 19th century, 3 American multinational corporations, the United Fruit Company, the Standard Fruit Company, and Cumel Fruit Company, dominated the cultivation, harvesting, and exportation of bananas, and controlled the roads, rail, and port infrastructure of Honduras. In the northern coastal areas near the Caribbean Sea, the Honduran government ceded to the banana companies 2,000 acres per mile of a laid railroad, despite there being neither passenger nor freight railroad services to the capital city. Among the Honduran people, the United Fruit Company was known as El Pulpo, the octopus, because its influence pervaded Honduran society, controlled their country's transport infrastructure, and sometimes manipulated Honduran national politics with anti-labor violence. In 1924, despite the United Fruit Company monopoly, the Vaccaro brothers established a Standard Fruit Company, later the Dole Food Company, to export Honduran bananas to the US port of New Orleans. The fruit exporting corporations kept US prices low by legalistic manipulation of Latin American national land use laws to cheaply buy large tracts of prime agricultural land for corporate banana plantations in the republics of the Caribbean Basin, the Central American Isthmus, and tropical South America. The American fruit companies then employed the dispossessed Latin American natives as low-wage employees. By the 1930s, the United Fruit Company owned 3.5 million acres of land in Central America and the Caribbean, and was the single largest landowner in Guatemala. Such holdings gave it great power over the governments of small countries, one of the factors confirmed the suitability of the phrase, Banana Republic. So let's shift to Honduras for a moment. In the early 20th century, the American businessman Sam Zemurray, founder of the Comela Fruit Company, was instrumental to establishing the Banana Republic stereotype when he entered the banana export business by buying overripe bananas from the United Fruit Company to sell in New Orleans. In 1910, Zemurray bought 15,000 acres in the Caribbean coast of Honduras for use by the Comela Fruit Company. In 1911, Zemurray conspired with Manuel Bonilla, an ex-president of Honduras, and the American mercenary general Lee Christmas to overthrow the civil government of Honduras and install a military government friendly to foreign businessmen. To that end, the mercenary army of the Comela Fruit Company, led by General Christmas, effected a coup d'etat against President Miguel R. Davila and installed General Manuel Bonilla. The US ignored the deposition of the elected government of Honduras by a private army, justified by the US departments misrepresenting President Davila's as too politically liberal and a poor businessman whose management had indebted Honduras to Great Britain, a geopolitically unacceptable circumstance in light of the Monroe Doctrine. The coup d'etat was a consequence of the government having slighted the Comella Fruit Company by colluding with the rival United Fruit Company to award them a monopoly contract for the Honduran banana, in exchange for the United Fruit Company's brokering of the US government loans to Honduras. The political instability of the coup d'etat stalled the Honduran economy, and the unpayable external debt, $4 billion of the Republic of Honduras, was excluded from the access to international investment capital. That financial deficit perpetuated Honduran economic stagnation and the image of Honduras as a banana republic. Such a historical inherited foreign debt functionally undermined the Honduran government, which allowed foreign corporations to manage the country and become sole employers of the Honduran people, because the American fruit companies controlled the economic infrastructure. The US dollar went on to become the legal tender currency of Honduras. The mercenary General Lee Christmas became commander of the Honduran army, and later was appointed US consul to the Republic of Honduras. Nevertheless, 23 years later, after much corporate intrigue among the American businesses, by means of a hostile takeover of agricultural business interest, Zami Zamore assumed control of the rival United Fruit Company in 1933. And then there is Guatemala. Guatemala suffered the regional socio-economic legacy of a banana republic, inequitably distributed agricultural land and natural wealth, uneven economic development, and an economy dependent upon a few export crops, usually bananas, coffee, and sugarcane. The inequitable land distribution was an important cause of national poverty and the reason for socio-political discontent and insurrection. Almost 90% of the country's farms are too small to yield adequate subsistence harvest to the farmers, while 2% of the country's farms occupy 65% of the arable land, the property of the local oligarchy. During the 1950s, the United Fruit Company sought to convince the administrations of Harry Truman and Dwight Eisenhower that the popularly elected government of President Jacobo Arbenz Guzman of Guatemala was secretly pro-Soviet for having given unused fruit company lands to landless peasants. In the Cold War context of the proactive anti-communist politics exemplified by Senator Joseph McCarthy in the years 1947 to 1957, geopolitical concerns about the security of the Western Hemisphere facilitated President Eisenhower's ordering and authorizing Operation Success. The 1954 Guatemalan coup d'etat by means of the CIA and the democratic-elected government of President Jacobo Arbenz Guzman and installed the pro-business government of Colonel Carlos Castillo Armas, which lasted for 3 years until his assassination by a presidential guard. So what are your thoughts on banana republics? Of course, not the store, but the economic system that we wrought in Central and South America. I'd love to hear your thoughts, so leave a comment down below and let's start a discussion. And as always, take care of your money. Oh, and one last thing before you go. I created a course called Smart Money Parenting as a way to teach parents how to educate their kids about money. An early financial education is the foundation for wealth building, so give your kids a future they deserve. Use code MONEY20 at checkout to receive 20% off my master course. I'll leave a link to the course down below.